Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Commander's Forge. My name is Andy Bentley, and the Forge is an area for me to talk about Magic, Commander, and anything else while I try and drag this whole mental health thing back to where it's supposed to be. Now, I mostly could not record last week just because of how hot and muggy it was, and I just could not turn the fans off at all. But I'm back this week, and we're going to talk about Marvel. Now, I don't want to do exhaustive 100% set reviews, so I mostly pick out like some cards that are interesting to me, and I'm gonna kind of stick with that with like a little bit of a sub theme. And first up, we have the Avengers Assemble. It is 4 and a white for an enchantment. It has flash. Heroes you control get +2/+2, and at the beginning of your end step, if you attacked with a hero this turn or a hero entered the battlefield under your control this turn, draw a card. So there are a lot of heroes, particularly in white. There's a ton, but I think I really just want to hit a few of them. First up, we have Captain America: Wings of Freedom, 2 and a white for a 3/1 human soldier hero. There we go. It has flying, first strike, and ward 1. Whenever Captain America attacks, each other hero you control gets +X/+X to end a turn, where X is Captain America's toughness. So, you get his toughness up with something like Avengers Assemble, and then all of a sudden, your creatures are getting +3/+3 every turn. Or, well, heroes. Then there's also, Captain America Super Soldier, 1 white for a 3/2 human soldier hero. Let's see, he's a 3/2 with first strike and enters with a shield counter, and as long as he has a shield counter, you and heroes you control have hexproof. And again, there's so many in white, but I really want to focus on the one that is most likely going to consume most of my brain strength for trying to brew decks for the next little bit, and that's Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. It is a single white mana for a 2/1 human spy hero, and it has power up. The power up cost is Wooburg, so white, blue, black, red, green. To put 2 +1/+1 counters on Nick, then look at the top 7 cards of your library. You can put a hero, equipment, or vehicle card from among them onto the battlefield. If it's a double-faced card, you may transform it. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So again, there's a lot of heroes, and a lot of things that support heroes. And so, I digress. Like, there's going to be a lot of heroes that I'm going to want to put together, and then Nick just kind of gives me the ability to play all of them, because as much as they say they're going to stop making 5-color commanders that are just one color, like, Kenrith, like, Tajri, they keep doing it. Now, I would be remiss if, being in white, I didn't mention the Mind Stone, which is 1 and a white for a legendary artifact, Infinity Stone. Has indestructible, it taps for white, and then for 5 and a white and tap it, you can harness the Mind Stone. And once it's harnessed at the beginning of your end step, exile up to 1 other target non-land permanent you control, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. So this is really, really powerful. Yeah, being a 2-mana indestructible mana rock helps, but then 6 isn't really that bad for like a recurring flicker effect. I do want to touch on one other hero before I shunt out of white, and that is Monica Rambeau. She is 2 and a white for a 3/3 human hero with flying and prowess. And then she has, for 2 red, white, transform Monica Rambeau, activate only as a sorcery. and she becomes Photon, Living Light, which is an elemental hero 4/4 with flying, hexproof, and prowess. And whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a +1/+1 counter on each other creature you control. And with that, I will move out of the white and into blue. There is a couple things in blue that I want to talk about for Merfolk in particular. The first one is Atuma, Atlantean Warlord, which is 2 blue for a 3/4 Merfolk Warrior villain. It says other Merfolk you control get +1/+1, and whenever one or more Merfolk you control attack a player, draw a card. And then the other one is Namor the Submariner, which is 1 blue for a star 4 mutant merfolk villain with flying. His power is equal to the number of merfolk you control, and then whenever you cast a non-creature spell with 1 or more blue mana symbols in its mana cost, create that many 1/1 blue merfolk creature tokens. Yeah. That is the two I wanted to talk about for merfolk. Now, next up, there's 2 other blue cards I want to touch on. The first one is Bruce Banner, which is a single blue for a 1/1 human scientist hero. And it has XX, tap, draw X cards, activate only as a sorcery. And then for 2 red, green, you can transform him, activate only as a sorcery. He becomes the Incredible Hulk, which is a Gamma Berserker hero. 8/8 with reach, trample, and enrage. Whenever it is dealt damage, put a counter on him. If he's attacking, untap him, and there's an additional combat phase after this phase. The other one I want to touch on is, where did it go? Tony Stark. 1 in a blue for a 1/3 human artificer hero. With 1 tap, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You can reveal an artifact card from among them, put them into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. And for 4, a blue and a red, you can transform him, again, only as a sorcery. And he becomes the Invincible Iron Man. So that is a 5/5 human hero with flying and haste. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may put an artifact card from your hand onto the battlefield. If it's an equipment, attach it to the Invincible Iron Man. Now, getting into black, there's not a ton of heroes in black. We have, Black Widow, and I believe Ronin was the other one. But honestly, my perusing of the black cards was not really all that much I was looking to pick up, which is sad because black is my favorite color. But that said, when we shift into red, we have Hawkeye, Master Tactician, or Master Marksman. 1 in a red for a 2/2 human archer hero with first strike and reach. And whenever he becomes tapped, you can pay 1 up to 3 times. If you do, you can activate 3 abilities. The first one is target creature can't block this turn. The second one is Hawkeye deals 2 damage to target player. And the third one is discard a card and draw a card. And then, let's see, where'd he go? Human Torch, Johnny Storm. 2 in a red for a 2/2 human hero with flying. Whenever you draw a card, if you control another hero, he deals 1 damage to each opponent, or to target opponent. Has power up for 6 in a red. Put 3 +1/+1 counters on the Human Torch. Now's a good time to talk about how the power up mechanic works. You can only activate the power up ability once, but if you do it the turn that they enter, you reduce the cost by their mana value. So his power up cost is 6 in a red, but he costs 2 in a red. So if he entered that turn, you've already paid 2 in a red, so you wouldn't have to pay the red, and you reduce the 6 by 2, meaning you could just pay 4 generic mana to do his ability. There is another subsect of things I wanted to talk about in this, and that's we're getting a lot of gods, particularly gods in colors for a deck that I'm working on with Kratos and Atreus. Things like Loki Laufeyson, 1 and a red for a 2/1 god sorcerer villain. With 1 tap the next cast an instant or sorcery spell with mana value less than or equal to his power. This turn you copy it, you can choose new targets. He also has power up for 4 and a red to put 2 counters on him. That's one of them. The next one was Thor, God of Thunder. 3 red for a 5/5 god warrior hero with flying. When he enters, exile target equipment, instant, or sorcery card from your graveyard. Till the end of your next turn, you can play that card. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Thor deals damage equal to that spell's mana value to any target. And then that kind of puts us into green. First up, I want to talk about Doc Samson, Super Psychiatrist. 4 and a green for a 3/6 Gamma Doctor Hero. If you would put 1 or more counters on a permanent you control, you put that many +1 of each of those counters on that permanent instead. And then he has tap, add X-Men of any one color, where X is his power. So, yeah, he's an expensive guy, but then he does the, not double up counters, but like increases counters, and then if you're putting counters on him, he just exponentially makes a lot more, mana. He's also good with like the power up creatures like Hercules, Prince of Power. 2 and a green for a 3/3 demigod warrior hero with power up. 4 and a green. Put a +1/+1 counter on Hercules. He gains vigilance, indestructible, and haste till end of turn. So again, he would just get an additional counter there. Where, yes, because we can't talk about green without talking about the unbeatable Squirrel Girl. 1 green for a 4/4 squirrel human hero. And she has an ability that says, do you like squirrels? Whenever the unbeatable Squirrel Girl enters or attacks, create a 1/1 green squirrel creature token. And then she has an ability called I Love Squirrels. For 1 green, create X 1/1 green squirrel creature tokens where X is the number of squirrels you control. So you have a squirrel deck that goes ham, cool. You have another squirrel that wants to go ham with you. And then when I get into the multicolor section, there's a couple that stand out to me. The first one was Ares, God of War. This doesn't fit into the Kratos deck, but for 1 a black and a red, you get a 4/3 God Warrior villain. It attacks each combat fable, and then whenever an attacking creature you control dies, return that card to its owner's hand. I was looking at Beast, Erudite Aerialist. It's 3 and then a hybrid green-blue for a 3/3 mutant scientist hero. As long as you've put 1 or more +1/+1 counters on him, he has flying, and then whenever he deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Next up, we have Black Panther Vanguard, 2 a green and a white for a 4/4 human warrior hero. Whenever another non-token hero you control enters, choose one. Either you make a 1/1 soldier, or creatures you control get +1/+1 till end of turn. Alright, next up, we have Captain America, Living Legend, 1, a white and a blue, for a 3/4 human soldier hero with vigilance. Whenever a creature you control becomes tapped during your turn, if it's the first time that creature has become tapped this turn, untap it. There is a lot more, but there was... Yes. The Mighty Thor, Jane Foster. 1, a white and a blue for a 3/3 human god hero with flying. Whenever she attacks, exile up to 1 target non-token artifact or creature, then return that card to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control. And whenever an equipment you control enters, draw a card. So this also fits into that god deck that I'm building. And then, yeah, there's one more god I want. Yes, Thor Odinson. 3, a red and a white for a 4/4 god warrior hero with flying, vigilance, prowess. And I think that's kinda it. As far as artifacts go, the Arc Reactor is a 5 mana artifact with Improvise. It enters tap, but it taps for 3 colorless. So, yeah. Captain America's Shield is a 2 mana legendary equipment with Indestructible. Equipped creature gets +0/+8 and has Vigilance. Whenever it attacks, tap target creature defending player controls and equips for 2. And then the 10 Rings is 8 mana for a legendary artifact. Your maximum hand size is 10. And at the beginning of your end step, if you have fewer than 10 cards in hand, draw cards equal to the difference. Next up, we have the Vibranium Energy Dagger, which is 1 mana equipment with Indestructible. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and equips for 3. And then finally, for artifacts, we're going to talk about Viv Vision Teen Synthezoid and the Vision. So Viv Vision is a 3 mana 2/2 robot hero with flying. Whenever she attacks, draw a card if her power is 4 or greater. And she has power up for 7 generic, put 2 counters on her. The Vision is a 4 mana 2/5 robot hero with flying, vigilance, and whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you can choose one that hasn't been chosen this turn. The Vision gains double strike till end of turn. The Vision gains indestructible till end of turn, and draw a card. And now we're going to round out what I've been looking at. I'm not going to go through every gain land, but there are new gain lands for each 2-color combination. So, like, the Asgardian Citadel is a land that enters tapped, but when it enters, you gain a life, and it taps for red and a white. I'm more interested in the other lands that they made. So that starts with Dark Fortress. It's a land. It taps for a colorless, or you can tap it to add black or red and activate only if this land entered this turn or if you control a basic land. And there's one for every color combination. So for green and white, that is the Gathering Place. For white and blue, it is the Gleaming Bastion. For black and blue, it is the Hidden Lair. For red and green, it is the Training Compound. Oh, maybe it's not all 10. Did I miss some? I thought there was all 10. We got black, red, green, white, white, blue, blue, black, and red, green. Oh, so no, it's not all of them. That makes me think the next set's gonna have the rest of them. Anyway, that I think will do it. I am actually fairly excited for the set, even though I'm not going to have my regular dancing partner for the pre-release. But yeah, I think that'll do it, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening. All of my links can be found in my link tree in the description below. I would like to thank Ian Foss and Cody Mulvey of the band The Crypt for allowing me to use music for my opening and ending, along with Nate and Erica Jacobs for making my original logo. And I would also like to thank Christina McNichol for creating my new logo. And I'll see you next time.